Hi everyone, thank you for joining me today. This is by far one of my favorite videos. These projects just put a smile on my face. So I was tasked with planning a children's Halloween party for a small family, and I just wanted to get creative with some of the items I want to display during the party. So I hope that these projects put a smile on your face and inspire you to be creative this Halloween or even this autumn if you don't celebrate Halloween. But please make sure you like, share, and subscribe. And now we can get started. So my first DIY, I'm deeming it the colorful snot pumpkin. I am taking some of the silly string or goofy string in this case from Dollar Tree. It came in a variety of colors and I am just spraying it on a pumpkin that I painted white. I used the chalk paint that I have from Rust-Oleum for this, but you can use acrylic paint as well. So I'm just spraying the colors all over. There's no rhyme or reason to this. And then I do let it sit overnight because I had to leave the house. You can just let it sit for a couple of hours, but it will get hard and it won't come off of your pumpkin. If you are concerned about the longevity of this piece, you can spray it with a matte acrylic to ensure that it stays together for a longer period of time. And now, here's the final reveal. The second pumpkin is my neon wax pumpkin. I'm taking some neon crayons from the Dollar Tree, of course remove the paper from them, and I'm breaking them in half because I thought I was smart and decided that, oh, a hairdryer will melt the wax down. Now I will tell you, this is a PSA, please be careful with this project. It is not for children to be working with wax and open flames, as you'll see towards the end of this project, but I tried the hairdryer, it did not work. I truly believe a heat gun would be the best option for this project, but I don't own one at the moment. So again, I thought I was smart. So I took the crayons that blew off from the hairdryer and I hot glued them down. I was like, this will help, and then I can just hold the hairdryer over them and melt them down. And that didn't work. And then I did a very dangerous thing and I took an open flame and I tried to melt the wax while it was on the painted pumpkin. That is styrofoam. That's not safe, guys. I didn't start a fire or anything, but do be careful with this project. I found the best way to melt the crayons down was to hold an open flame over them and let them drip onto the pumpkin. And this took a little while. I did let it drip down where I needed to and went to each color, and then I had to do layers of the wax to get the full effect I was going for. Again, be careful. This is an open flame. You know, your fingers are really close to it, especially if you're not using the full length of the crayon. So after I melted the wax down, I wanted to add a little spider. This comes in a set of clips from Dollar Tree. I think there's five of the spiders. So I just pulled the clip off and I hot glued it down. And I also used some of the super glue gel to help it stick because the wax isn't exactly the best medium for glue to stick to. And now for the final reveal. For the next two projects, I decided to do a marbled skull and pumpkin with the glow-in-the-dark nail polish I found at Dollar Tree. So I'm going to take my chalk paint and paint both of these items. You definitely want to use a flat paint or maybe an acrylic that dries flat so that the nail polish can stick to your pieces. So I'm using the Rust-Oleum chalk paint I used to paint a side table a while ago. I'll link that video down below if you haven't seen it. I do paint or refurbish a lot of furniture, so I have paint just hanging around. So give your skull a couple of coats, and you're going to do the same with the pumpkin because the bright orange does come through this color. So I'm going to take the LA Colors glow-in-the-dark nail polishes. These are a display on the end caps of the, I guess, personal care or beauty sections in Dollar Tree if you're hunting for them. One end cap I found had them by the actual Halloween items. There's fake nails, there's lip glosses. So just make sure you're looking on the end caps for this nail polish. And I wanted to test it out. I've never marbled anything, and I also wanted to see if they really glow in the dark. So I'm just pouring them in sporadically. There's no real rhyme or reason to this. I did learn you should probably make sure your water is kind of moving and flowing to get more of a marbled effect. And you'll see I had a couple fails in my attempt. So I'm going to take the skull and just dip it in after it's dried. And so it kind of glopped up everywhere. I wasn't super happy with this at first, but after taking the photos and the after video, I decided that it turned out really good. Still a little creepy because it is a skull, but the paint did kind of glob up in one area on the front of it. And then here's my fail. I put the nail polish in and then decided to stir the water, and it just clumped up. And I don't know if that's because it's glow in the dark, but who knows. So here's the final reveal of the skull. And now for the pumpkin. Again, I'm adding in what's left of my nail polish since I lost some of it in my epic fail. The water was moving around, so you can see it has more of that tie-dye marble effect with the nail polish kind of spreading out. And I'm going to dip the top of the pumpkin for you. I already did the bottom, but it turned out really good. And I do apologize, I didn't realize I was this close to the camera, so you can't see every little thing. But just dip it in, swirl it around as much as you want, and then let it sit to dry. I let it dry for about half an hour. And now I'm going to take the glow-in-the-dark nail polish. I guess this is sort of a clear coat. And I am just going to paint the white exposed areas. I also wasn't super happy with this at first, but it turned out really well. And I'm glad I painted the white areas to help them glow more under the black light. And now for the final reveal. The next project is the skull globe. This one, again, did not turn out as I expected. I really fell in love with my pumpkin and my skull afterwards. But this one, I don't hate it, but I feel like I could have done better. It's also the first globe I've ever really made using Dollar Tree products. So I'm going to take 3 skulls from a pack of 8. And then I'm going to take one of the spiders and again remove the clip. You're going to need some super glue, E6000 or hot glue to get this project running. And my Instagram handle just popped up. I just want you all to know I do post on there a few times a week. I'm trying to get better and do it daily, but I honestly don't always have time to make little videos for the reels or posts. But I do have other projects I want to show you all. They're not likely to be in a video just because given the lack of materials available in stores right now, you really need to get there and get these projects done if you're going to do them, or if you're just decorating for your own personal style. I do recommend you get to the store quickly because Halloween items are being sent out, being sold out, and now they're bringing in Christmas items. So I glued the skulls together. I did use a series of the super glue and hot glue to help them all cure. I'm taking one of the bigger fish bowls. I thought this would work better, just to make sure everything fit inside. And then I'm going to take the spider and hot glue it on to the skulls as well. This project's definitely a little more creepy, not necessarily kid friendly, but I think a small scare, I guess, or a small bit of creepiness is still fun at the end of the day. And there will be parents attending the party I'm planning, so we don't want to make it too kid friendly. I'm using one of the, I don't even know what to call this. I guess it's sort of a utensil caddy. At Dollar Tree, they can be found in the school supply section. It can hold things like paper clips, erasers, things like that. So I just turned it over and I'm using it as the base for my globe. They come in two sizes. I believe I show you later in the video. There's a large one and a small one. I decided to go with the small one, and I will eventually end up going with the smaller of the fish bowls that are available at Dollar Tree as well to use as my globe. And here are the two fish bowls. I've showed you this before. They have the big ones, but they've gotten smaller over the last few months, and the big one just went over the small caddy a little too much, and it exposed the open part, so I didn't want the water leaking out. So I'm going to go with the small one. I found this witch hat at Five Below. It is only $2. I know it shows it as $4, but it rang up for $2. You're going to need some vegetable glycerin and the glitter of your choice. You can buy glitter at Dollar Tree. I just chose to purchase at Michael's because it was convenient, one, and two, I know I will use glitter in various projects in the future. And you need some glue. A lot of people say E6000 is probably the best option for this, but I wanted a very secure hold, so I went with some of the super glue gel as well. I'm going to take my witch headband and take the hat off. This will sit on top of my globe. I didn't like that the fishbowl was flat. You know, a real globe obviously is round, and I wanted to dress it up a bit and cover the fact that it was just a flat top. So I thought a witch hat would be the best option. And again, this was $2 at Five Below. You want to fill your bowl up 3/4 of the way, and you only need 2 drops of the vegetable glycerin. Please be careful with this. I believe I added probably 4 drops because it just kind of came out. I couldn't control it, and then I overfilled the bowl. Here, you want to leave room for your actual base to fit in there. You know, science. Or physics, I don't even know. I think it's more just science in general, right? And I wasn't thinking. I was like, oh, I want this to be so full. And I filled it too high. But then I added in my glitter, gave it a really good stir. It started clumping up, and I really believe that's because I added too much of the glycerin. So do be careful when you're measuring out your glycerin and your water into your globe. So after pouring out some of the water, I go back around and I add on my super glue. I really wanted a secure base. I was gravely afraid of the water just leaking out all over the place. So I just go around it and then I put the base inside. I added a little bit of weight with a acorn candle from Dollar Tree, and then I went around the rim where the two pieces meet with some more of the super glue. Now let's test it. I did let that sit for 24 hours so that it could cure, and I'm shaking and shaking, and there it is. There's some water coming out, just a little bit, not a lot, so it did provide a decent hold. So I'm going to take my E6000 after drying off the rim, and then I'm going to let that sit for a few hours just to make sure I have a good seal on everything. And you can see the glue is a little messy. I wanted to avoid the E6000 because it kind of just glops out on its own, but you can take some ribbon, which I may do in the future, and just glue it around the rim, or you can take some jewels if you want more of that glam effect for your Halloween decor. So now I'm going to take the hat from Five Below and glue that on top. And again, follow me on Instagram. I'm going to do another project with the remainder of the headband this piece came from, and I'll likely wear it to the party actually. So I just glued it on top. It has a really good spooky look. As you can see, some of the glitter did clump at the top, but it does still work. There's no water coming out, and the glitter does swirl around like a real globe. So now on to DIY number 6, and this is by far the cutest project I've done in this video. I'm taking some smaller pumpkins from Dollar Tree. They have glitter on them, which actually worked out in my favor. I only did 1 coat of paint on this pumpkin. I thought I would need 2. If you don't want to see any glitter or any of the crackle finish, definitely do 2 coats of paint in your preferred color. But I appreciate that the crackle and the gold actually showed through on this piece. So just give it a good 1 coat. You don't need 2. And I did cover the stem. I want you to know the stem does come out of this, as well as the foam pumpkins I used earlier. If you want them to be a different color, you can just pull it out and paint it. So now I'm taking a pack of eyeballs from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to hot glue them all over this pumpkin. I started with the 2 largest eyes, and it's cute on its own with just the 2. I was like, this is adorable, I could stop now. But I really wanted to add a bit more of a creep factor and make it more fun, so I'm going to add on some more of the other eyeballs in different sizes. So I'm just adding them on anywhere. There's no rhyme or reason to this. There's no pattern that I went with. I just put them wherever I felt like an eyeball needed to be. And now for the final reveal. I hope you guys enjoyed these projects and just had fun watching me do this. I really had a lot of fun getting creative with the pumpkins from Dollar Tree. And I know that any child or adult with the heart of a child will appreciate these projects. Again, follow me on Instagram. My handle is @flutteringthrough. I will be posting some other DIYs for Halloween, and hopefully I'll get a video out for autumn as well. And now here are my projects under the black light. I purchased it off of Amazon, and I will link it down below in the description box for you all. It was really awesome to see everything just sort of light up under the black light. Truly love it. Everything glowed properly, and yeah, I'm really happy. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.